We're off. Well, welcome, Davin Brownie, to episode number 3 of the Cornish Field Kitchen podcast. Who the hell are you?
I'm absolutely nobody.
Okay, we'll move on from there. No, come on, people will want to know
who
you are, what you're about.
Well, I'm currently working for Mitch Tonks, the head chef of the new Rockfish that's opening in Salcombe.
And when's that going to open?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell you. Why not? Because you don't know.
No, it's because it's not been publicly made available yet.
So you haven't got an opening date?
Yes.
God, you're so cagey.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But, marketing people are probably going to watch this.
Hello, marketing people. Well, that's good. So it's soon.
Yes.
In the foreseeable future. We won't put a date on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to what I can bring to your timeline is I've been in various Rockfish restaurants for the last few months, and this is the last week of me being in another restaurant. So
right.
We're pushing forward. Yeah, definitely. It's opening soon.
And this is in Salcombe?
It is, yeah. One Island Street. It's an enormous old boat shed. It's something like £2.5 million of investment. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I've seen some of the videos, and yeah, it looks an amazing site.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for you to go home. So I can come down and eat and look at the place and see what it's all about.
I look forward to that. Yeah.
So that's what you're doing now. Any history you want to talk about, or you just want to go forward?
Well, we've got a lot of history.
We have?
We have. But I mean, strangely, not. I don't know if it's professional or personal, but yeah.
Well, we have a relationship.
We do.
Yeah. When did we meet?
Well, I mean, it all started from Andrew Jenkins.
Was it?
General manager at Morn Garden Hotel.
Right.
He's now down near Salcombe, I think, actually.
No, he's retired.
Is he retired now?
He retired a week or so ago.
Oh, really? I thought he was at the Harbour Hotel.
He was in Foy.
Oh, right, I see. Okay. Well,
He retired last week. But anyway, moving on.
He stressed that I should meet you as an aspiring chef back in the day. Probably, I mean, this is probably 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I remember looking on your Instagram. He said, "Have a look at this. Have a look at this." And these were obviously the days when you were in Margot's,
right?
When you had Margot's. And I tell you so often, there's this one dish that I will remember for the rest of my life, and it was anchovies.
Yeah.
And it was just a white oval plate, with a bit of leaf, a lemon, and some anchovies.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest plates of food I've ever seen in my life.
Well, they were fresh anchovies.
Yeah.
They were like Cornish caught anchovies, which we don't get often.
No, we don't.
Rare as rocking or shit,
but it was just
very simple dish, yeah.
It didn't need anything else, and that just fundamentally, as any dish in my life, that's probably been the most influential.
Oh, good God.
But that's genuinely, and this isn't about blowing smoke up your behind, but that's got a lot to do with where I am today.
Oh,
because Rockfish and the offering is very, very similar to looking at simplicity, brilliance, everything speaking for itself. So,
I thought it was Cornish next what's it called? Cornwall's next head chef competition.
No, because we met before that.
Had we?
Yeah, we had. Yeah.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
We might have been.
It was about the
Twitter
same time.
online, lots of maybe conversations, but
yeah.
I see my memory's not as good as yours. So when was Cornwall's next head chef competition?
Yes.
When was that?
Yes.
Okay, it was a few years ago.
I'm going to say 2014 because it was 2014 or 15. And the reason why I say that is because the trophy I've got had to go back.
Okay.
Because they put the wrong date on it.
Wow.
So I had to give it back to Joe Fallowfield.
Who I'm seeing next week, because he's going to be on Falmouth Festival.
Yes.
And he's on later the day.
Yeah.
So that's.
Well, give my regards to him. He probably doesn't remember me.
Of course he does. It's that community of Cornwall chefs, on people in the industry that look out for each other or have paths have crossed in the past.
Yes.
And you still keep in contact and you see what they're up to.
Yeah.
And Joe doing amazing stuff. And so are you. So it's always good to keep. Well, we've become friends, so that's another reason to keep in contact. But the people that you work with, the people you come across, you deal with, that's kind of the most interesting part for me. I mean, I do like cooking, I do like making people happy with food, but the bonus is the people you meet.
We haven't even touched on roll-off, so
we can do that on another one. We'll get through the proper questions.
Sure.
I know you're pressed for time because you're a busy boy. So Desert Island chef. You get to pick your island,
Yeah.
So shoot, I'm drinking tea.
Well, I'm going to draw some similarities with Nathan here.
Okay.
But not intentionally, just because of where I spent my time in my life. So he picked Mont Saint Michel, which is a fantastic place.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a bit too intense. It's a bit too, there are some great islands around Brittany, some other ones, and for me, something like Ile de Wesson.
Never heard of it.
It's literally so. It's just off the very tip.
So smaller?
No, bigger.
Bigger.
Bigger into. But I mean, it's not as densely sort of packed, shall we say? Yeah, it's more.
But climate-wise and
very similar to Brittany itself.
so that's what you're after.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah. Spent a lot of time there.
Oh well, there you go.
Love it.
Well, that's your island sorted. We'll go in order that I've scribbled up your crib sheet. We'll go in knife. You've got one knife to take with you to.
Can I negotiate this with you?
You can try.
I don't want the chef's knife.
Okay.
Can I have a Nikiri knife instead?
You can have whatever you like.
Okay, so I'd have the Nikiri knife instead of the chef's knife.
Yeah.
And then I would probably go for a semi-flexible boning knife.
Semi-flexible boning knife.
Yeah, so the only reason for that is because then you can use it for filleting as well.
That's fine.
Or actually, to be fair, I brought you something to have a look at. But this is very poncy,
I like Ponzi.
but it's probably
So
one of
take
the
the piss out.
greatest tools.
Is that why you've
that
got
I've
a
seen. Yeah, no. So that is a global GSF 80.
What's the GSF stand for?
So it's I don't know, but it's a Japanese shellfish knife.
A Japanese shellfish knife.
And I think it's one of the greatest things that I've ever used.
Oh right.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
What's the
incredible.
hole for?
It's for, well, I had to look that up, believe it or not. But it's for cracking, not cracking, but hooking legs and claws. So you can use the whole knife as a lever and pull legs off.
Every day's a school day.
Yeah.
Love it.
But I like an oyster knife that is a lot shorter. Personally, there's lots of long.
You use that on oysters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I used to destroy oyster knives on a regular basis because I was too brutal with them.
Yeah.
And now I borrow Josh, who's working over there with Georgie, because this is a real proper professional kitchen. We don't stop just because podcasts are going on. And I did 24 the other night with Josh's knife, and I think it's because I'm using someone else's knife.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit. See, you get notifications. Gloss over that. I'm using.
You'll
Josh.
edit that out later. Yeah.
I won't edit anything. Don't know how to. Because it's Josh's knife, so I'm conscious I can't snap this because it's his knife.
Yeah.
And also maybe I'm getting better at the technique.
Yeah.
I did 24 reasonably well. So that's massive progress for me because I used to just snap, brutal,
Fair play.
and probably quite dangerous.
Yeah.
To myself. Now it's a bit better. Okay, we're going to rattle through.
Okay.
Book. One chef's cookbook, or it doesn't have to be a cookbook. You can take any book.
Two chefs.
Two chefs. We'll start
One
with
book,
first.
two chefs.
One book, two chefs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
River Cafe.
Okay,
Yeah. The first one.
the first one.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely fantastic.
Did you get it early in your career and make a big difference, or is it just something you've acquired and look back on with?
I think it's something that I studied lots of different books for a long time. I never really had a sort of chef mentor. I always tried to teach myself.
Right.
And it was just the style of their cooking was just something that I could relate to the most. I haven't actually been. I'd still love to go one day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't spend much time in the big smoke, only with you, to be fair.
Yeah, that sounds like we're also having.
Or Charlie. Actually, I went with Charlie recently. So,
Did you really?
I mean, that was a while ago. I think that was last February. But yeah. Went to. Did you not see that? I went to Kanishka, Atoll Kutcher's restaurant for hospitality action.
Yes, I did see that.
That was
So way after the event.
yes.
Because
Since then, I've bought some of Atoll's books, which have changed my life as well.
Oh, cool.
Just looking.
See, it's the community thing. It's making connections with other chefs and doing HA saying, see, meet another chef, then that begets all that.
Absolutely,
Love all that.
yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's coming down in September to do
September.
do a HA dinner here.
I've seen you
Yeah,
starting
so-
to drum up for it. Yeah.
it's only 10 seats. We might push it to a few more.
Yeah.
We did 20 the other week because it got a bit
Oh, in
crazy.
here?
Yeah. It was that table that was just over there earlier. That's Gary, the local butcher, and he's coming for Josh and Georgie's next dinner. And he always sort of adds people to it, so he brings his own table and chairs.
Oh, fair play.
Otherwise it doesn't get done.
Fair, okay.
So that's that. Okay, you're on the island. Let's do tree crop next. What's growing on the island?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And why? In 500 words or less.
It just happens to be something that I particularly enjoy. That you can do a lot with them. Actually, to be fair, although I haven't really tried. You can try them out and use them as seasoning as well. Chutneys, quite a lot of acidity in some, quite a lot of sweetness in some as well. So there's a good selection of things you can use it for. And to be fair, salted tomato salad for me is which we prepared for a dinner with egg.
I do remember.
Yeah, I
That's
did with a paupiette of place as well. So for me, that's one of my favourite foods in the whole world. Realistically,
I'm going to try and get Hank to do this, but that'll be probably 2 hours. Just rambling on.
Yeah,
Hank. So we've got
tomatoes. Love Hank.
Got
brilliant.
My son's boss at the moment.
Oh, of course he is. Yeah.
Knife, book.
Yep.
Tomatoes.
Yep.
Okay, so an animal that's roaming around on the island that you can hunt.
So two things potentially. One of them, I don't want to go along the same line as Nathan, but for a different reason.
Okay.
And I would say chicken. If I'm not allowed chicken, it wouldn't be for baking or anything like that. It's just because for me, I've always kept chickens.
Okay.
When I was younger, I had chickens. Recently, even living in Plymouth, in my back garden, we had some chickens there as well. And actually, sort of back where I come from in Norfolk, we were although it was not chickens, but poultry farms, sort of in that area. There's a lot of it. So yeah, but if I'm not allowed that, then it would be a rare breed pork. Something like that.
I'll let you have two. I like
Don't do that.
No,
It's not fair to everyone else.
well, I'll negotiate. Everything's up for negotiation.
Fair play. Yeah,
I
where's
like
the
the chicken
saddleback?
idea because you actually, you have experience of raising these things and looking after them.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, during lockdown, we bought some eggs and incubator, and it was really important for me to show my two girls the life cycle of a chicken nugget, realistically, for them to be able to relate to what it is from start to finish.
Sure.
That would, and actually that link between what's on your plate, even if it's processed, and where it's originally come from, I think is really important. There's so many people that don't understand that.
See, that's why I like having these podcasts. I get to catch up with my mates. If I'd have said come over for a chat, you probably wouldn't come over and have a chat on the podcast. Come over, and then you learn stuff that you didn't know about people, and you've known them for a long time, but I didn't know about your chicken raising and
Love chickens.
teaching your daughters about this. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're going with the pork because why pork? Why a pig?
Very versatile.
Yeah.
You do a lot with it. Use all the bones for sticky stock. Use all the different cuts for really interesting food. I'm just looking, and you've got the River Cottage book on curing over there as well. That's like a little Bible. That's fantastic. Just keeping everything and curing it all, and making some really nice quality food from that.
Well, good answers so far. You're doing well.
Quite fast, chef.
Quite patronising indeed. Well, I mean, there's people that just talk off the top of their head like me, and then there's people who do prep like you. Went down to St Ives Festival to see Ben because I hadn't seen him in ages.
Oh yeah.
And he was doing a demo, and it was on the programme. He'd be there at 3:30, so at least I know where he's going to be at 3:30. It's in the programme. Ended up being roped in to co-host the demo, and
That sounds familiar.
and Mick said, "Oh yeah, Ben prefers to cook rather than talk about it," and I just said, "I think I rather like talking about food than cooking these days," which was a little bit of a joke, but I do really enjoy talking about the industry and the people behind it, and everything in between. we'll move on. So we've got chickens and pork and tomato and a book. Fish, seafood. You're on an island, so there's water around you.
Well,
what are you pulling out to sea?
Well, I mean, I'm a really big fan of Cornish eggs. Okay, but if you've got the choice of anything, then you can turbot. Everyone loves turbot. The king of the sea, as far as I'm concerned. Fishes. But for me, there's the mugfish. It stands up to different. You can make stands up to different sauces because it's a lot meatier.
Don't list 10. We've got to pick
No. The reason why I'm doing, I'm trying to explain my thought process. And then oysters, perhaps. But actually, I only on the way down here this morning did I make my final decision. Now, I'm a huge fan of herrings. Herrings, and I think they're so underrated.
Okay.
And just like rockfish are having a big push of the local sardines at the moment, but I think as equally underrated are herrings.
Right.
I'm a massive fan of something like a pickerel or a roll mop herring.
So we're going to be seeing herring feature on rockfish menus?
I can't tell you. Not because I'm being cagey. I don't know. It's in the book, but
if it's down to you, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It depends what comes on the market. Obviously,
okay.
It's what's there.
Good answer. Like that. Herrings. Cool.
See, I could have gone with anything, but I just thought like, no, you know what? That is where it's at.
Just the process of getting down to one. It's not actually going to happen, so you don't actually have to live with these choices.
You say that now, you never know.
We're giving you a spice or a dry good or something that's survived your shipwreck that you'd like to have access to.
Yep, dried habaneros.
Okay. Yep. You want to add to that?
No.
No?
Habanero for me is a great chili pepper. It's got a touch of sweetness, very fruity. It's very diverse. You can use it in a lot of things. It's just a great ingredient for me. I grow habaneros as well. So it's just I've done the stupid chili thing where I've gone Carolina Reapers and Bajogias and things like that. But to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really enjoy the sensation. I don't enjoy that. Yeah, hot food's great. You can have a lot of fun. You can get high off it if you have enough of it. I think my wife would recall a story where I once ate a pizza covered in ghost pepper sauce, and I lost the feeling in my legs. I couldn't walk. That was it. So
there's a guy, I think he's from Davin, wears a purple hat. Greatest salesman I've ever seen on a market.
Right. I have a sneaking suspicion I might know who you're talking about.
I can't remember his name. Anyway.
If it's the same guy that I'm thinking about, then he blends chili peppers for rockfish.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a bespoke mix that we use on our salt.
Well, we'll look it up and I'll put it in the notes afterwards, maybe as a comment of who.
If that is the same man, yeah.
Guy's a fucking maniac.
But he's really good.
Really good, but he does this little tasting thing, and I was at a market, and he was at a market, and I just tend to wander around and chat to people, and he's got a purple hat on, that's great, that's an icebreaker.
Yeah.
And he's got an answer for everything, and he's brilliant, the best salesman I've ever seen.
Oh, fair play.
To a live, to people wandering past.
I might not have got the same person, but yeah, from what I understand.
And then he goes through a little, in a way, like a tasting from mile 2, and I started it, and I'm not a big fan of heat, but I'll start the process and quit when you had enough. And it was what are you laughing at? So we started, and it was yes, and you get into subtleties and this and that, and then I could see there was a little bit of a queue for him at my store, money first, you're on this,
yeah, of course,
so I'm going to have to bail, and I'm pretty sure he went to the end. I'll just do this next one, but went to the end, and I was dying.
There's an episode of Hot Wings.
And I'm drinking. I'm not lying. I was drinking cream, double cream, because it's all I have. And it took 2 or 3 hours, and I think it damaged my taste buds for a while, maybe permanently. Anyway, I hope Purple Hat's vague enough in case it's slummed. But it was just boom. I was dying. And yeah, I like a little heat, but not mad crazy. And I think it put me up a little bit. Anyway.
So habaneros for me, very middle of the road,
Okay.
but they've got a lot of benefits. Yeah.
We are rattling through. Well,
You can also, obviously, you can plant them from the seeds as well, so you could be...
very Bear Grylls on this, aren't you? Very self-sufficient. Do you think you'd be okay on an island on your own for a little while?
I think privately, I think I'll be
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit, you know, liking your own company, and there's also, you know, being self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I think you'd be right. I think you're very hands-on and practical and
It's all about how you grow up, isn't it, really?
is it?
I think so.
Oh, we can go into nature nurture if you want.
Playing in the garden, you know, dirt under your fingernails, climbing trees.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that a lot of people don't do nowadays.
That's a very valid point. And then again, I think a lot of it with kids, I think I've always taken, I don't take responsibility and I don't take any credit. If they do great, that's down to them. If they go off the rails and end up as Britain's most wanted, that's down to them as well. You can only put them on a certain path. I'm not going to take the credit for their successes, and I'm not going to take responsibility when they go off the rails. They are their own person.
Sure.
They're not genetically, yes, they're a combination of two people, but
Yes, yes.
I've always felt that they are their own people. But yeah, that's another podcast, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's stick to the script.
Let's do that. Cool.
You've got only one or two questions ago. Your mobile phone, you get to pick one TV show or film to watch on repeat or endlessly or whatever. Did you make a choice on this? Was it easy?
Yes, very easy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 1995, Heat.
Oh, right.
Yeah, with Michael Mann. Classic, as far as I'm concerned. One of the best pieces of cinema ever created. To be perfectly honest with you, I think that a lot of it is credit to the soundtrack as well.
Okay.
The music in it is just brilliant. So the score by Brian Eno is so iconic. It's got a lot of early days Moby in it as well. It's just a fantastically thought out, put together piece of cinema. Awesome, in my opinion.
Well, it's all that matters today. And we'll get you a piece of music because that was quite a short answer, but a good answer.
Yeah.
We'll give you a piece of music as well.
Okay.
This isn't written in stone, it's just guidelines to having a conversation. So we'll let you have a piece of music or an album or whatever.
So, a piece of music, Caught Up in the Country, by Rodney Atkins.
Not a clue.
No, so it's Western.
Okay.
And to be perfectly honest with you, as a chef, I never really used to holiday. I used to have a week off so that I could do something.
Yeah.
Or go somewhere, not as a holiday, but you know, you've got to go to a wedding or something like that. Or you take a week off because you need to paint the front room. Or you know. Well, last year, really, we started doing that as a family. You know, as they grow up, we spend a bit less time together, and we started going away on family holidays. So last year we went away, of all places. Actually, I'm not going to say it's terrible, but we went away somewhere in the UK.
Why is it terrible?
Kent.
Oh, Kent? That's offending.
Sorry, Kent. Yeah, no, it was a holiday park.
Steve Marsh from Kent. It'll be on you like
a batter
a rabid dog.
Oh well.
Kent's great.
Yeah,
Tanner Brothers have a restaurant, pub in Kent. Do they know?
The Kentish Inn.
So, answer to the bloody Tanner Brothers. Moving on.
This is awkward. I shouldn't have said it, should I?
Love the fact that you said it.
So yeah, we went to Haven.
An awful place in Kent. It's carry on.
Yeah, we went to Haven.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not particularly relevant. But the reason for it is obviously it was a road trip to get there, and in order to pass the time, I chose because I was driving. I just thought let's put on some country music, you know, and that started with that track.
Okay.
And we just put it on Spotify and put go to radio. And so now, whenever we go on a long trip, i.e. a holiday, then we always listen to a bit of country. It's very easy to drive to as well. It's very good. Yeah, very nice.
That's sweet.
Very pleasant. But yeah, so that would be the reason, because it reminds me of that, which is, you know.
That's priceless.
Yeah, it's
absolutely priceless.
And we're going away this year, and it'll be the same this year.
Yeah, it becomes your family tradition.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the kids probably
traditions have to start somewhere. You see.
That's very true. Yeah.
we have lots of families have their own thing. You go, why do we do this? Well, someone started it, but there's nothing wrong with starting your own traditions, because in 10 years' time, oh yeah, we've always done this.
Yeah.
It has to start somewhere.
Yeah. That's
So you started your family traditions, this track, for road trips, car journeys.
Going to Kent.
Going to Kent. We only played this when we get awful. Can't remember last holiday.
To be fair, it was a really good holiday.
There you go.
Staycations are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Absolutely mad.
I live in Padstow, mate. I don't know if it's a really expensive holiday.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
Stupid. That's rattled through the questions in about 25 minutes. I know you're on time scale. So the rest, well, we know that you're heading up a new kitchen, a new restaurant. Anything else on the horizon, or is that going to take all your focus, all your time? Anything else you want to talk about?
Absolutely going to take all of my time up, and I'm really happy about that, genuinely.
Cool.
This is a really exciting chapter. Working for a really exciting business that is going from, we've got 2 restaurants opening this year actually. So Salcombe will be the 3rd, Open Line, Regis already, then Salcombe, and Sidmouth later on in the year. So there's a lot on.
All the way down that.
Yeah, I mean,
Coast.
and it's really nice to be able to embrace their ethos of, Rockfish are trying to change the way that people perceive and consume seafood, specifically local seafood. And actually, working in their business has been an absolute eye-opener for me so far. Just the way that they own their own, they have their own supply chain, and it's 20 metres from the Brixton market, which is incredible. And I'm learning stuff every day with them, really enjoying it, and I will, that is 100% the foreseeable for me.
Yeah.
I'll be there for many years. I'm quite confident of that.
Wow. That's cool.
They've got their own fish canning business.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, they buy Southwest seafood, right? And then when it's at its absolute peak, when it's fantastic, then we ship it to Spain, and then it's made into canned seafood. By artisans, because unfortunately there's no one in this country who'll do it.
Okay.
And then it comes back, and we sell it in our restaurants. It's absolutely fantastic.
Well, that sounds incredibly exciting for the future. I'm really pleased that you're happy in your life and career.
It's different. Yeah.
Well, it's always different, isn't it? It's always going to be a challenge. The next thing. We live in challenging times.
We do.
Only this week, Carp Angel.
That was I said that was a shock. It was. I was surprised to see it personally. I don't necessarily think it was a shock because everything was going on around.
It is a shock to the public when big names can't make it work.
Yeah.
The perception is big names are making big money. That's not always true. But when you've got a great product, and a great location, and a great reputation, and the numbers don't stack up, it's again, it's a recurring theme on the podcast, but that's the time we're in. By the time I do another podcast, another big name will have probably gone, can't make it work anymore, and that's not their fault.
No, it's not. No,
that is the economy we're in at the moment is the reason. Some of these restaurants, they can't be run any better. How much savings do you want to make and still make a quality product?
But eventually, you're sacrificing your USP as well.
Well, exactly. And then where are we at? But the industry has to adapt to what the market wants. I don't know what the answers are, but it's just bloody frustrating. But that's probably for another time. Thank you so much for coming all the way up from Plymouth to see our new unit. It's 2 years old. It's taken you 2 years to get here.
It has. Yeah.
Shame on you.
But to be fair, how long ago was it that I saw you? It must have been roll-off last year.
Was that last year?
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, that's only a year. I've been here too. Yeah, roll-off is good. We've had some fun with that.
Yeah.
Couple of trips there.
It was very, 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 very sad.
These things have a cycle. They come to an end. Just enjoy the good memories. That's my philosophy.
I didn't get to win it yet.
But very few people have.
That's very true.
Won it. What did I say to Simon last competition? Simon Alston was judging, and it was shit. went back as defending champion, I think it was. The following year. No, it was the last year I competed. And it wasn't very good. Didn't really work. But I said to Simon, who's judging, I said, more people have walked on the moon than have got their name on that trophy.
It's very true, yeah.
So I can live with that.
Yeah, that's very true.
A bit arrogant to say it, but Anyway, it was always good fun to go up to London, and I will be down to see your new role ASAP. Just let me know when it's opening, when you're allowed to tell people when it's opening. When you know it's opening, we'll keep our eyes open on our Instagram.
I'm sure there's an announcement due sometime soon.
Anyway, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Never at yours, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
But